Sarah Palin suing the New York Times for defamation.
The New York Times called me deceptive and a disinformation. We fought back.
Other than what we've talked about so far, have you ever conducted any research about Governor Palin?
No.
Yeah, the editorial that we're here about, America's Lethal Politics.
Yes.
There's a portion of that editorial that refers to there being a clear and direct link between political incitement and the 2011 shooting involving Gabrielle Giffords. Is that correct?
In the original, the uncorrected version.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Would that particular assertion in the editorial America's Lethal Politics, would that be considered a rumor?
Same objection to form, but you can answer.
I don't know if that's it. I don't know if you could characterize that as a rumor. I would not.
What would you characterize it as?
I didn't write it, so if I wrote it, I would be able to tell you, but I did not write that.
And so would Mr. Bennett have been responsible for fact-checking the portions that he rewrote?
He would be responsible for checking the portions that he wrote as assisted by the fact checkers, yes.
In the editorial in question that we're talking about today, would it be fair to say that Mr. Bennett was significantly involved in that editorial?
Yeah, he rewrote it.
During the time period you worked on the editorial board, did Mr. Bennett ever rewrite any other pieces that you drafted?
He may have. He may have rewritten sections or provided guidance. I certainly wouldn't rule it out.
Yeah, but at some point in time, didn't Mr. Bennett specifically ask you to look for pieces related to the Gifford shooting and whether there was such a connection?
Yeah, he did.
And at that point in time, when he did that, if there had been some sort of news report that had linked political rhetoric on the right to Loeffner's shooting, you would have recalled it at that time, wouldn't you?
Object to the form, but you can answer.
He asked me to research that particular shooting, and I did.
And when you researched that particular shooting, the Loeffner shooting, did you unearth any news reports that indicated that Mr. Loeffner was motivated by a map circulated by Sarah Palin's Political Action Committee?
I uncovered evidence of that debate, and that was included in what I wrote.
And did you unearth any research that indicated whether or not that debate had been resolved?
I wrote my piece based on what I found. So I did not draw a link in what I wrote.
Why not?
I talked about the overheated political climate.
Why didn't you draw a link?
Because that's not my job. I wrote my piece based on the research that I did, and what I wrote reflected that research.
When you say that's not your job, what do you mean?
I did my job. So I did the research and I wrote the piece based on the research that I found.
Based on the research that you found, did you think that you could say that there was a clear and direct link between the map circulated by Sarah Palin's Political Action Committee and the Loeffner shooting?
No.
Okay. Why don't we go ahead and break there for today?
Okay, thank you.